YouTube, it is Nate here for Gaming Denizen, and today is a video out of the norm. I'm going to be talking about controller mods, primarily colour, such as this one I'm currently working on. It's called Gleam Red, or Iron Man Red, and that's kind of the problem. You see jars of coloured paints for work on plastic and such. They'll work on pretty much any surface because they're oil based, and they're also known as vinyl paints. So what will happen with those is when they dry, instead of looking dull and monotone, they'll actually have a bit of a sheen to them, and obviously that will look a lot better than any matte paint ever will, purely for the fact that it can catch the light and really just sort of express a new shade every time you try. But then you've got the problem of cheap. Well, you've got the basic problem, obviously, of quality over price. Now I found a bit of a cheat. If you give me just a moment, I will finish off this part of the control, and then I will show you what I am talking about. Ah, yes, that is gorgeous. Now obviously this is for a specific controller somebody has ordered from me. It's an Iron Man controller. So what I've done already is altered the ULEDs inside the controller. So instead of green, they are the Iron Man colour, which is blue gold, also known as Tiberium blue. Don't ask me why, because Tiberium is black. Tiberium, by the way, is an old Russian militant service. Not something I should really be talking about in a control mod video, but yeah, anyway, just going to put that there. Now, as I say, quantity over quality, so price over quality. Most of the people you see modding controllers will use pots of paint like that, or if they're doing micro adjustments, mini pots. These can set you back about from anything. They can set you back from around £3 to about 50, maybe £60, depending on quality. And then these are official Marksman paints from model shops. They're called Marksman paints because they are for the fine details. Sorry about messing with my hair, I obviously love it. But there's a flaw with them. Very monotone. Obviously, in the jar they'll look amazing because they're in liquid form. That it's got an amazing gleam to it. It looks sort of pearlescent, and that's what you'd think you'd get on the controller, right? Or whatever you're modding. Wrong. It's a very dry, dull, droll grey. Now this is chrome. Well, it's supposed to be chrome. It's called Chroma Magmos paint. It's for work on plastics and metallics. And it supposedly will basically, it's meant to look like that sort of sheen. No. As I say, it turns into a horrible, heuristic grey. This one I can't really complain about because it's a self mix using Sunburst Yellow and Offside Blood Red. So obviously that's when I can pop the fucking pots. That's the problem with some of these. They're very there. That's the colour it is, and that's what I used for my Tiger Stripes controller. And that actually looks really good, but obviously it's very uniform with the stripes because it was a first try, so didn't really want to go too extreme on it. Now here's how you can save money. If you want a gleam, right, gleam, so shine, hard wearing, lasts a long time, can take a lot of beating, affordable. This one you can pick from £3 to £15, but for £15 you get an awful lot of colours. And then we have simplicity. They come with a brush with them installed in the bottle, and that may have given it away for you. Nail varnish, that is Cuckoo Red. That is professional nail lacquer from Colour Club. That cost me £4, and it's actually a lot better than any other model paints you get, because let me just take the motherboard out. Should have probably prepared before the video, but my viewers will know what I'm like. I am never prepared, but that's what makes my videos so unique. Well, obviously not unique, because lots of people are unprepared every single fucking day. Like me, for real life. That was a punch in the nuts. I'm just gonna pop this out now. There we go. Right. Now, as I say, the pot of paint, nail paint, cost me about £4, and that is the gleam you get off it. It is absolutely amazing, and it's really close to the Iron Man colour. So it's a hell of a saving, and obviously I can sit here rubbing away at it. Obviously, so you can see I'm not lying to you. I can sit here rubbing away at it, and there's literally no change apart from it getting shinier. And I'm just going to use my sleeve to polish it because I love the sheen of it. It amazes me. They can get that sort of quality for nails, but you couldn't buy it in an official model paint, because I went out and spent £68.75 on a jar of ultra sheen, ready mix, ready to use, ultra gloss, high quality paint, and it was shit. That's the only way I can think of verbalising it. I put it onto the controller, yeah, while it was wet, and it looked really, really good. You could adjust it at any angle, and it, yeah, that's what I'm on about. You get that gleam go across it. You don't get that with matte colours, because obviously it's just simple as. But as I say, it looked good when it was wet. The second it dried, my God, was that a letdown. It literally turned that colour, and it was horrible, because as I say, this has just cost me £70 for a jar, and the jar was no bigger than that, which was enough for one controller, just. And it pisses me off. Like, people, as I say, are going out spending £60–70 on a jar for a really good mod, thinking that it's going to look great, but they're given the biggest letdown of their life, because it looks so horrible. And no matter how precise you are with the brush, you'll always get little clumps of oils, and it looks as if someone's gone over it with a fine point marker, just drawn black or grey lines everywhere. And and it's horrible. They shouldn't be allowed to get away with that. But then, as I say, you go out, spend £4 on a bottle of nail varnish, and it looks amazing, and it lasts for so long. I mean, my first ever controller mod for the original Xbox with the wired controllers, it took me 6 days, and I did trying to think of how to describe it now. It was a Thunderbird 2 mod. So green with the yellow line, the number 2 over the guide, and it looked spectacular. And I did it with nail varnish, and it's only just recently started wearing away. And as I say, this was 4 or 5 years ago, maybe longer. And these consoles were in use every day, playing Mercenaries, Metal Gear Solid Substance, Metal Gear Solid 2 obviously, Legacy of Kain Defiance. So obviously a lot of jittering with the controller, so it's being rubbed against your skin and palms a lot. And it didn't even take a single scratch on it. Like, I was so annoyed with one of the games one day that I got into a fight with one of the guys on there, and I threw the controller across the room. It smashed into a wall, and the controller dented. But here's the kicker: the paint didn't chip, the nail polish didn't chip. Fucking hair, dear God. It's the downside to long hair, ladies and gentlemen. You'll find out if you ever grow it out. And obviously I sanded off a little bit of that area, went over it with some plastifiller, like the stuff you use on a car, sanded that down after it was dry and recoloured it, and it still looked perfect. And as I say, it's only recently just started decaying because it's 5-6 years old, so being weathered and beaten and torn is it's finally killing it. But it was well worth it, because think about it, 6 years ago the nail varnish was worse than it is today, because there was so much oil in there that it really didn't last on your nails for longer than a week. But on a control where it takes 100 times more of a beating, it lasted an age. And as I say, yeah, let's try it slightly. The lighting in my house is terrible. I should have prepared for this episode knowing that I'd need heavy light situations. Oh God, this camera's washed out when it comes to heavy light. That means I'll be needing an upgrade. There it is. It catches the light and you get a really strong gleam off it, and it looks good. And I've been using this faceplate for about 3 months now, off the first coat, and it's still gleaming. And it's so good. It's literally the best idea I've ever had. And as I say, you can get nail polish in a range of colours, a range of shades. You can get it metallic, you can get it matte finish, you can even get glitter polish, so it'll have even more of a sheen to it. And then you sit there and think, that's what, 15 quid for a set of 40 bottles, maybe 50? And you get a whole heap of colours, and it looks good. And then you go out, you buy professional polish or controller paints, plastic paints, all of that, and it just does not last, not even a tiny bit. And it's a letdown, to say the least. Just going to do a touch up on the border. And it's so simple to apply, because as I say, it comes with a brush and a lid, so you're saving money on a pack of brushes anyway. Because I know brushes are cheap, maybe £3 a pack for 8 or 9 different brushes of varying widths and densities, but you don't want that. You want simplicity, because I know I sure as hell do. And then once you're done with the brush, just tighten the lid, and there's your brush stored away, and it'll never dry out. And another point on simplicity for nail polish, it dries in about 5 minutes. The paint I used on this controller, the Tiger Stripes, I applied it at 4:36 AM, and by midnight, 2 days later, it was still only just dry. It was tacky, it was stodgy, and it really didn't look good still. God, that looks wrong, but please, I assure you I'm doing nothing illicit. Just checking on one of my self-mixed paints. Oh God, my lacquer dream is looking gorgeous. That's another technique you can use. It's called Lacquered Dream. You take gloss black gate paint. You can pick this up from 99p stores. And paint and protect. Tough and durable, high build, high luster. Allow 2 hours for surface drying and 8 hours for hard drying in normal conditions. Allow 24 hours before blah blah blah. Lasts up to 10 years. And that, as I say, cost me £1 from Poundland. And I bought 10 jars. What, tins? The floors are very unstable in this house. They're being done up as we speak, pretty much. But yeah, back onto the paint. That's pretty much all I really wanted to talk about. And if you want to give your controller even more of a lustrous shine and make it even more hard wearing, get some nail gloss. It's like a normal pot of varnish. You brush it over, it seals, and it dries, and it stops it from cracking from extreme heat or cold. It stops it from edge peeling. It stops it from wearing away around the stick ports and things like that. And you'll never look back. You'll never regret it for a single second. And this is the Nate Krauser promise. If you buy it and you don't like it, I'll buy it from you. But you've got to give me 3 good reasons why you don't like it. And you've got to show me how it's bad. Because I've bought 40 jars of nail varnish over the last 6 months. Didn't even notice that, they're both different shades. Ooh. Ooh. But yeah, God, I'm so easily distracted, what the fuck? Yeah, anyway. As I say, if you don't like it, I'll buy it from you. Obviously you'll have to pay shipping and handling. Actually no. As an added bonus, if you do not like it, I will buy it from you and I will pay shipping and handling fees. That's how confident I am. And even cheap nail varnish, like, as I say, packs you can get from Poundland, 3 or 4 bottles for £1. That's still going to be a lot better. Fuck off. Sorry, my Xbox is signed in currently. And playing Minecraft. But yeah. If you do that, you will never ever look back. You will wonder why for so many years you've used nasty paint and put extra layers of enamel wash over it to make it look shiny. You'll wonder how the hell you put up with that for so long. Because nail polish, it just simplifies everything. Storage, where's the book? They're roughly the same size. Obviously that one's a little taller. Brush storage, the brush is in the bottle. Clean it off your fingers. Nail polish remover takes 30 seconds. If you ever wanted to wash your controller down and start over, nail polish remover. There we go. Just found that on the inside of my controller. That's what colour it went. That's a dull, shittiest grey. And as I say, it was such a piss take, the fact that I just spent 70 quid on a single bottle of paint, or a jar of paint, and it had gone so disgustingly downhill. I actually wrote a complaint about it, because the label said you wouldn't be let down by it. Guaranteed to satisfy all your money back. They'll let you keep the shit, obviously, because they don't want it in their fucking warehouse. And then they'll give you your money back. I got the refund of 70 quid. And I went straight out and bought another 10 bottles. And bought my mate Ashton a bottle of Bud. Because we went for a drink. Yeah, alcohol. Holy shit, this is 22 minutes long. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there for today. For members of KNSA, if you're watching this, there is a clan event on Monday at 8:45 PM until 10 PM. It is a game mode I've set up. It is called Eternal Rush, or Sharp Rush. It is a very highly modified version of Sharpshooter. Good luck. There will be a series of 24, well, there will be a series of games leading up to a championship, and the winner of that will be given the first prize of the KNSA reward scheme, which I haven't even got yet. I'm thinking it might just be a gift card or a voucher, because that's going to be so much more simplistic. And also, I'd like to say a big thank you to one of my YouTube viewers. I had a few problems with my Xbox memory unit, and he had added me on Xbox Live, and he actually really nicely sent me a replacement, the USB adapters, so you can convert the memory chips over and everything, and that was really great of him. So I gave him a bit of a reward, which was a KNSA branded t-shirt. Yes, we actually have proper t-shirts out now with the little epaulets on the chest, and we're going to be doing merchandise soon. And I think that is about it. Yeah, that is it for today. Sorry about the length of this video. If you stayed all the way through, thank you very much for your support on my channel, and I absolutely love you all. You are great people. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.